The Toronto Maple Leafs are parting ways with head coach Craig Berube. His firing follows the team's last place finish in the NHL's Atlantic Division this season. The CBC's Megan Fitzpatrick is tracking the fallout. She joins us from our newsroom in Toronto. So Megan, what did Leafs management say about letting Berube go?
Yeah, so he's about 2 years, leaving 2 years early, Andrew, because he's about halfway through his contract. So this will be an early exit for Berube. And this announcement was made by general manager John Chayka, first in a statement put out earlier today. And then he did just speak to reporters a few minutes ago. And he's the new general manager for the Leafs, who was just brought in a couple weeks ago, along with a familiar name to some Leafs fans anyway, Matt Sundin, who is now a senior advisor to the team. And Chayka saying that the two of them have been very busy over the last couple of weeks having meetings with various levels of staff. And Chayka saying that this decision was made very recently, and they pretty much immediately informed Berube as soon as they made that decision. He said he called Berube a great man, thanked him for his contributions to the organization, said he did a lot of good things here in Toronto, and that he hopes to lead with the same class as Berube did. So he was really reiterating and emphasizing that he has a lot of respect for him as a coach. He said this decision was not a reflection on Berube's coaching, that it stands for itself. But the Leafs obviously did have a disappointing season, finishing last, as you mentioned, in the Atlantic Division, missing the playoffs. And Chayka saying they felt like this was the right decision at the right time for the path forward, and that they just decided they needed to make some changes.
And so, Megan, what do we know about his replacement?
Not much, and Chayka not saying much about that. But he did say that they he said he didn't want to say too much about what they're looking for the next coach, out of respect for candidates for the job right now. And he just said he didn't really want to get into that today. But he did say it would be a wide search for the next coach, and that it'll be a critical decision for him, a huge decision for him, and the other staff involved with making it. And he wouldn't put a timeline on it. Take a listen to when he was asked about that.
We'll have a thorough process. It'll be a wide search. We'll take our time, try to get it right. It's the most critical decision as a general manager. We're going to have, like I said, a very wide and deep search, and there'll be people across all varying backgrounds and experiences, and through that we'll pick the right leader.
Now, the Leafs aren't the only one to fire their coach in recent days. We know the New York Islanders have recently let theirs go, as well as the Vegas Golden Knights. So there are some coaches on the job market right now, Andrew. Berube joining them. Perhaps we'll see some movement around the teams, or totally different outside coaches potentially brought in. Chayka, again, reporters were pressing him for what criteria he would be using to pick the next coach, whether they have to have NHL experience or not. And again, he just was pretty tight-lipped about that. But I think they just wanted to make the announcement today, get the news out, and then they'll move forward in terms of that process and what other changes they might want to make to the team going forward. Again, with that big shakeup, with him being brought in a couple weeks ago and bringing Matt Sundin in, perhaps it's not a huge surprise that this decision was made, but we'll continue to track the fallout and reaction to it.
Megan, thank you. CBC's Megan Fitzpatrick in our newsroom in Toronto.